In this video, I want to talk about the one thing you can do to find work you love and why the inspiration from that came from old daytime TV. Welcome to What Happens Next. Now, I'm not a big fan of daytime TV. However, I must admit, on the odd occasion, I have found myself watching just easy watching telly, easy watching TV to just like chill out really and relax. And one of my favourite shows was back in the day, and I haven't watched that much daytime TV for ages, to be honest, was a show called Wanted Down Under. And interestingly, as I'm writing the What Happens Next book at the minute, I found myself thinking about that old show and what it could teach us about finding work we love. So I want to explore that concept in this video and see if it resonates with you. But also I'd love to hear your tips, comments about finding work you love below in the comments. But before we start exploring that concept a little bit further, let's talk about why we're here. This is the What Happens Next YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully you've watched a few of our videos by now. What Happens Next is designed to make sure that if we're at a crossroads in our life, we're thinking about what sort of balance we want in our well-being across a range of different areas. So who am I to talk about this particular subject? My name's Chris. I'm a childhood financial planner and I run my own financial planning firm in East London and Essex. We've got clients all over, but we're primarily based there. And I find that a lot of the conversations that I have with clients are not only about the money, but also about what a life well lived looks like. And what happens next is all about exploring that topic. Now, interestingly, one of the things that comes up time and time again is even if we've got clients who are never going to run out of money again, even if work is required for the financial benefit, a lot of the conversations I have are about whether work fits into somebody's life because of the other rewards it gives. Because actually work can play a part in our lives and improve our well-being in the areas more than money. It gives us purpose and meaning. We think about work as adding value. It keeps us, depending on what we do, intellectually and physically stimulated, and we get intellectual and physical exercise from work depending on what we do. So there's advantages over and above just the cash to continue work throughout our life. And my experience is that, you know, for the clients who we look after, who financially we know are going to be okay, part of going back to work is that extra benefit, those elements that add the value. And it's interesting because often when clients come in and see me, they're at a crossroads with their current working environment where they've had enough. And one of the concepts that I want to explore in the What Happens Next book, and I want to explore with you today and give you one tip to help you find work you love, was inspired by daytime TV. Now, before we get really into the weeds, what I want to do is talk about how you can get more actively involved in the work we're doing at What Happens Next. I'd love to have as much positive impact with this channel as possible. So what I would ask you to do is like this video and subscribe to the channel. And if you know somebody who you think needs to start thinking about some of these subjects, please share it with them. I'd love to for more people to be better prepared for that transition in their life. So let's talk about the world of work and what I learned from Wanted Down Under, which was a show that was on a few years ago on BBC One. I'm in the UK, so that's the reason for that. BBC One. And what it was about was families who were thinking about upping sticks, moving their life, and moving from the UK to Australia. And they used to do a thing I wanted down under where they used to say, what aspects of your life do you need to think about when you're thinking about making major change? So if you're going to emigrate to Australia, one of the things you need to talk about is where you're going to live, where your kids go to school, but also about the world of work. And when we're thinking about making changes in our work, even if we know the money side is going to be okay, one of the things we want to do is really understand what we think about moving into. And on Wanted Down Under, they did this interesting thing, because they used to give people plenty of research to do, but they used to set up interviews with people who were actually doing the job. And it's interesting because I have been lucky enough over my career for people to come to me and say, what is being a financial planner actually like? You know, I've read the stuff on the internet, and what you can do is have a really nuanced and interesting conversation about doing the job, the pros, the cons, the downsides, the challenges, and it tends to be a little more real than just reading the job description on the web. So if you're thinking about changing your work and you're thinking about work that's going to truly be your purpose and stuff, like every day you're going to want to do it, my recommendation is reach out to your network. Who do you know who does that job already? And offer to buy them a coffee. Sit down with them and say, what is the one question that I'd probably ask as a start for 10 is, what's this job really like? Tell me about your day. Tell me about the good stuff, the bad stuff, what I need to be aware of to truly understand whether this is going to be work I love. And it'd be interesting to get that insight directly from somebody doing it, as opposed to just doing the research on a job you think you might like and doing it. So the one tip that I'd give you to find work you love today, before you make any change, find somebody in your network, somebody you know, or reach out to somebody that you think might be really beneficial to have a conversation with. Sit down with them, buy them a coffee or a lunch, and really understand what that day-to-day work means. Hopefully that is useful. I love it, as I say, if you liked this video and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time on What Happens Next.